Right, this time we're going to look at how to put the stuff into the calculator and have it give us our scatter plot and also calculate our correlation coefficient for us. We may not get to that one this time, but if not, it'll be where we start off next time. So I've got my table of, it doesn't even matter what, that's going to be our x coordinate and our y coordinate. I'm not going to worry about a context right now. So, sorry, I'm already started there. If I want to put these into the calculator, these are the keystrokes. And I know you're not going to ask me this every day because you're just going to come back to this video and rewatch it if you want to know the keystrokes for putting stuff in the calculator. So I'm only going to do one. Stat, right here, our stat button. And it's already where we want it to be, edit. So hit enter to choose edit. Let's slide that up a little bit so you can see all the keys. And that brings us to our list screen. If you've got numbers in your list screen already, then what you want to do is go up to the label where it says L1 or L2 and hit clear, enter, and it will delete all the numbers out of the list and you can start fresh. Okay, don't delete. To go up and enter, highlight the list number and hit clear and then enter. Do not hit delete and then enter. That will remove the list from your calculator. You'll have no more L1 there and that would be bad. Putting the numbers in is obvious. Just type in the numbers, hit enter. Very, very simple. Use your arrow keys to move to the next list. 7, 18, 47, 53, and 58. It is important that you have the same number of numbers in each list. If you had an extra number here, like if I put a number there, anything I try to do with this won't work. You need to make sure that the lists are the same length. Okay, now I want to go to my graph screen. I'm going to get rid of that. I don't need that in there. That's for a different class. And I'm not seeing anything there. So let's go to y equals. And we want to turn on plot 1. Many of you had trouble doing stuff with your calculator earlier in the semester, and I came around and turned off plot 1. Somebody had used your calculator for statistics before and messed things up. Now we actually want plot 1 turned on. So you just arrow up to it, hit enter to highlight it, and then go back to graph. And we still really don't see anything because our window's not set up correctly. Right? Our window goes from -10 to +10 on the x-axis, and also on the y-axis, our numbers don't fit into that range. So what we want to do is go to zoom, and then down to fit. And I'm not sure where that is. Oh no, zoom stat. If we zoom stat, which is zoom 9, or arrow down and hit enter, it will automatically adjust the window for us. If we go to window here, we can see it's showing from 6 to 54 and from -1.67 to 66.67. I'm not sure why it chooses those numbers exactly, but it does give us a little bit of a buffer on the edges so that these dots aren't right up against the edge of the screen. Okay, and that gives us our scatter plot so we can see the relationship between the data here. And that's not right on a line, but it's fairly close to on the line. So I would expect a positive correlation, of course, it's going uphill, and I would expect that to be fairly strong. Well, let's get the calculator to tell us what it is. Let's go second mode to get back to our home screen. And let's go to stat again. This time we want to calculate, so over to calculate. And we're going to do the lin reg. So you can choose 4, or you can arrow down and select it and hit enter. And lin reg stands for linear regression, which means to find that line. We talked about the line of best fit a little bit back, and finding the line of best fit is called linear regression. So linear regression, it's asking us now, what lists do you want to find the line of best fit for? Notice there were more than just 2 lists, but if we don't enter anything here, it will assume list 1 and list 2. So let it assume that, and it will give us y equals ax plus b, a equals 1.37, b equals -4.5. So What that means is the line of best fit through these points here, through this data, is y equals 1.37x minus 4.5. So it gives us our slope and our y-intercept. And that's the line that will do the best job of hitting all of those points. Now, I said we were going to find the regression, and we are, but we have to change something first here. We have to go to catalog, so second 0, and we want to arrow down until we reach something called diagnostics on. There, diagnostic on, and we want to hit enter and enter again. And you should only have to do that once. I did it before, and I think I've reset my calculator since, so I had to do it again. So now if I go to Stat, over to Calc, down to LinReg, hit enter again, it'll give me the same thing, 1.37 for the slope, negative 4.5 for the y-intercept, but it's also giving me r squared and r. Don't worry about r squared. R is the thing we're after, and that's 0.955. So r equals 0.955. And what that means is how good a job this line does of hitting all of those points. Now, those points are on a fairly nice line. If we were to graph that line, it would do a pretty good job. Remember, 1 would be an excellent job, 1 would be perfect, 0 would be totally crappy. This is very, very close to 1. So if we were to graph that line, it should come very, very close to hitting all of those points. This is 7 minutes, so I'm going to stop here and we'll do that in the next video.